38 Death at last. She wrapped her shadow completely all around him, making him unable to squirm but just tight enough to not completely crush him. She also wrapped it around his mouth, making him unable to scream. Moby and Jaden could not kill Nathan in Jaden's house, or else the school would be notified, as the watch would ping her house as Nathan's place of death. "Time to take out the trash," Moby said with a smile, shoving Nathan's still-bound body in a garbage bag. Nathan's eyes were crying blood as he tried his best to move with absolutely no result. Then suddenly, he had stopped his futile attempts of escaping. His eyes went gray from his lack of hope, motivation, and will to live. He just wanted a chance to kill himself, to free himself from all this pain. But now he gave up, knowing that a swift death is far out of reach, which he should have realized long ago. Moby and Jaden took Nathan to the nearest dump, making sure they were not followed the whole way there. They were literally taking out the trash. The city dump was only a few kilometers away from Jaden's mansion, which did not take them very long to reach, even on foot. They used the shadow of the night to mask their movements the whole way there. The city dump was huge, having mountains, on top mountains of waste. It was in a field a kilometer away from any building due to the absolutely revolting smell that is emitted. The trash would be vaporized in a hole every week using an advanced machine. But the city would always have so much waste that the dump would rarely be seen empty. Moby and Jaden snuck into the city dump, making sure that no one is around before letting Nathan out of the bag. Moby even used his energy sense to make sure that there is no sign of life in sight. Nathan fell out of the bag like a lifeless corpse. Although he was very much alive, his eyes were completely devoid of any color and his skin was paler than a ghost. He looked like an empty shell of a human being. Moby doubts that even if he were to break a few bones, that he would just have an empty reaction. He was truly a broken man, a pathetic sight. Moby squatted down to Nathan's eye level and said, "Now finally comes the part where you die. Aren't you happy?" Moby said with a smile. Nathan just stared back at him with an empty zombie-like emotionless look. Then, Nathan saw Moby's wide-open hand slowly approach his head. As soon as he recognized the familiar sight, his body began to give him danger signals once again. Life came back into his previous emotionless eyes. Tears of blood started to gush out of his eyes like a waterfall. He began screaming and begging for his life, which only sounded like a muffled cry due to Jaden's shadow that surrounded his mouth. When Moby's hand made contact with Nathan's head, he started to feel the same blissful sensation once again. But this time, he was not at all happy about it. He knew exactly what was about to happen to feel any kind of joy or relief from all the pain. Nathan's skin turned rock hard and pitch black. His eye sockets went inside out before completely dissolving. Black blood started to pour out of every hole in his body like a river. Then, Nathan's body fell on the ground, cracking into different pieces like he was a rock statue. Nathan Johnson was finally dead. /U003C System Alert. /U003E. /U003C You have killed a D rank enemy. /U003E. /U003C plus 7500 XP /U003E. /U003C level up. /U003E. Yay! We did it! That was so much fun. Jaden said to Moby telepathically in order to not make any noise while jumping up and down in joy. Yes. Indeed it was. Moby said with a smile. What's next? Are we going to try ruling over the school? Torture more people? Oh. Or maybe we can. I don't know, my goal will be just as it always was. I don't have any real motive and I don't go after people unless they fuck with me or my plans. Until I find any reasons or motivation to think otherwise, my plan will be to simply get as strong as possible. But, don't worry. I'm sure there will be many hardships coming our way. Which means more fun, Moby told Jaden with a smile. Don't worry. I will be with you every step of the way. Even if we are not always torturing people. Just being around you is enough for me. And plus, you're a really fun guy to be around. Jaden said with a cute chuckle. I appreciate that. Moby replied, feeling a little embarrassed. I think we should upload the video tomorrow. I doubt that it will get any views if we upload it this late at night. I'm planning to make bank off that video, you know. Moby said. Yeah. That makes sense. We should upload it tomorrow in the afternoon. We should meet up either at lunchtime or break to upload it. Jaden replied. Sounds like a plan. Moby said with a smile, giving her a thumbs up. Jaden transformed into Abby Reed and used her fire ability to quickly burn Nathan's corpse before they left the dump. The flame was a bright crimson that burned with intense vigor. Yet, it still looked very beautiful and elegant. After less than a second, the flames had already quickly turned Nathan's body into a mushy black ash. Moby and Jaden snuck out of the dump just as quietly and carefully as when they came in, making sure they were not spotted or followed. When they finally got back to Jaden's mansion, the time was already 11:20. The ride from her mansion to the school is around 30 minutes, so Moby had to leave right away if he wanted to make it back before curfew. Moby said goodbye to Jaden before getting into the limousine with the butler. In the middle of the ride, Moby decided to assign the 10 stat points that he gained from leveling up. After a lot of thinking, he decided to spend his points on agility, strength, and intelligence, ignoring endurance and mind for now. From his experience, he found that to be the best stat distribution for him. Due to his better martial arts skills, Moby is able to better dodge and predict his opponent's movements. And if he is faster than them, then there would almost be no chance of him being hit unless his opponent is also a martial arts master or if he is somehow caught off guard. This allows him to safely leave endurance on the back seat, only leveling it up when it lags severely behind. Strength for an obvious reason, to deal more damage, which would complement his high speed. And finally, intelligence increases his total demon energy capacity, allowing him to use more of his skills. This is really important for him in a fight, as a lot of his skills require a large amount of demon energy. However, the only downside to upgrading his intelligence is that a lot of his good skills that require lots of energy, like Eyes of Sin, are completely useless in public, as he would definitely expose his secret of not being human. As for mind, Moby decided that he would hold off on assigning points into it until he is comfortable with his other stats. From now on, Moby will prioritize his agility, then his strength, then his intelligence. Moby assigned his 10 stat points as follows. 5 points into agility, 3 points into strength, and 2 points into intelligence. His new stats are now: Name, Moby Kane. Race, Lesser Demon. Level, 19. XP to next level 5150/8400. Power level, 3670. HP, 120/120. Demon energy, 95/95. Demon energy regeneration, 48 demon energy/hour. Strength, 96. Agility, 103. Endurance, 73. Intelligence, 95. Mind, 30. Available points to distribute, 0. The limousine dropped Moby off right at the front of the school. He left the limousine, thanked the butler, put on his hood, and immediately headed towards the school at a normally paced jog. The time was already 11:53, which gave him only 7 minutes to get back to his dorm. Thankfully, at his pace, he should definitely make it back well before curfew. It was 11:58 when Moby finally made it to the door of his dorm room. When he opened the door, he was greeted by a familiar sight of Alex impatiently waiting on a chair and Ray, on his bed playing video games. "Where have you been? I was so worried." Alex stood up and said in a concerned voice. If you enjoy my novel, please vote to help support me and to tell me you are enjoying my work. Episode 39. Return of the Red Head. You were with Jaden, right? Here we go again, Moby thought with a sigh. Didn't we have this conversation? I told you already. I'm completely fine. You don't need to worry about me to this extent. You're not my mom and I'm not a disabled child that needs to be looked after every second of my life. Moby said in evident annoyance. I'm sorry, but I have a feeling she is doing something bad to you. You don't even come to eat with us at lunch anymore. I'm just trying to help you out. I promise I will try my best to help you. I know she must be forcing and threatening you to stay quiet. Alex said with a firm resolve. Please, just drop the matter. I told you I'm fine. Sorry if I'm a little grumpy right now. Today was very tiring for me, Moby said as he headed straight to his bed. Good night, Moby said as he went into his bed, closing his eyes. Moby. Don't worry. I promise. I will save you. I won't let things end like they did last time. I've changed from back then. I promised myself that things will end differently this time. Alex said to himself. 6 a.m. the next day. Moby woke up before both his dorm mates, as usual, and did his normal morning routine. He spent his 3 stat points all on agility, raising it from 103 to 106. The time was only 7 when he finished taking his shower after he finished his daily quest. Moby always used this time to try to level up his skills. He had been alternating between Demon Flash and Eyes of Sin every day as he sees them as the most useful skills in his repertoire. Even though he had been training the skills for hours every day, they had yet to level up even once. Moby was used to long and extreme training that yielded little to no results, so the skills taking a long time to level up did not bother him in the slightest. It took him his whole life to learn the Demon Flash and Demon Slash, and in only 1 week, he was able to learn so many more new skills and abilities. Moby practiced his skills until 7:30 when he left his dorm heading towards the school. He ignored the usual murderous or envious glares from every male student in his way. And he walked right by the all-female students looking at him, ignoring the few that stared at him admiring his good looks and the many that were looking at him in disgust. The time was 7:50 when Moby finally reached his class. As soon as he entered, his eyes fell on a certain person that had not attended class for the past week. Abby Reed is back. However, this did not mean that Moby can just get careless. He still needs to keep his guard up at all times in case she tries to attempt something on him. If so, then Moby would have to resort to drastic measures to ensure the safety of him and his secret. As soon as Abby saw Moby enter the room, she immediately rushed over to him. Moby Kane. We need to talk. Privately, she said with a smile in a voice loud enough for the entire class to hear. As soon as the class heard what Abby said, rumors started to spread like wildfire. What the hell does the Fire Princess want from Moby Dick? Is she trying to steal Jaden Griffith's pet? This will be juicy. Why is Moby Dick getting all the hot bitches? He's not even that good looking. Moby was expecting something like this would happen, so he was not at all surprised. Sure thing. Moby replied back with a smile of his own. Follow me, we still have 10 minutes before the start of class and we have much to discuss, she said in a serious tone. Moby nodded at her in understanding. Moby followed her as she left the class and headed to an empty hallway. So, what was that you wanted to discuss? If you are wondering how I defeated you, I promise it was complete luck, Moby said with a hint of worry and embarrassment in his eyes. Cut the crap. I already know your secret. It was definitely not by luck. You think I wouldn't notice? Abby said in an extremely serious tone. Fuck. Did she really figure me out just from our one small exchange? I need to quickly find a way to take her out before it's too late. Moby inwardly cursed his bad luck as he started to panic. There is no way a normal human would be able to defeat me, even if I did not have the use of my ability. There is only one logical explanation. Moby could no longer hide the genuine distress in his face, as you can see him sweating profusely at the naked eye. You are an ancient martial arts master. She blurted in excitement. Don't worry, I still haven't told this to anyone else. Your secret is safe with me, she said with a smile. Moby's head was spinning in full gear from what he just heard. He was expecting to hear the worst. Instead, he heard the exact opposite. Luckily, she had no memories of Moby's nightmare skill that he had used on her in order to win their fight. Thank you, Satan, for your kindness and generosity, Moby thought. Who the hell is Satan? I heard you mention him before and I also ended up quite confused. I'm very intrigued, Avelia asked in confusion. He's like the most prevalent devil mankind knows, Moby replied to Avelia. Never heard of him, he was most likely born after I was sealed. That is probably why I don't recognize him. Or maybe, he is not even real and he is just a character humans created, Avelia said. Yes, that could very well be true, Moby replied. Moby's and Avelia's conversation lasted less than a split second, so it did not interfere with his conversation with Abby. Shit. You really did find me out. I appreciate you not spreading the news and telling me first. But I know that is not the reason you called me out here all of a sudden. Right? Moby asked with his best poker face. You are correct for assuming that. To tell you the truth, I want to ask you for a favor. Abby asked with a slightly red face. What is it? I'm all ears, Moby said with a smile. Can you please train me in martial arts? My skills are very lacking in that field. I must get as strong as possible to defeat a certain someone. I will do absolutely anything to get stronger, no matter the cost. I will be eternally grateful if you agree to train me. I promise to properly compensate you for your troubles, Abby said with a deep bow. Moby was not expecting her to act so nice to him, even to the point of bowing. Moby still had doubts about her intentions, but getting close to her will give him an easier chance to kill her if she ends up betraying him. If he declines her offer, then he would risk making enemies with a powerful and influential person like her, which he does not want. After careful thinking and consideration, he made up his mind. He had thought about a foolproof perfect plan to turn this situation into a success. I will take you up on your offer. I promise to teach you martial arts. But don't forget about my reward, Moby said with a chuckle. Really? You'll do it? Thank you so much. And don't worry. I never break my promises. You will be properly rewarded for your efforts, she said, with a smile. Meet me at the Jasmine Gorgon tea shop today after school to start our training. Don't be late. Moby with a heartwarming smile. Moby ideally wanted somewhere secluded where no one could see them, like a dark alley, since the forest is off limits. But, if he did, it might seem too suspicious. Yes. Of course, she replied, feeling excited. Oh shit. Look at the time. We got a dip, Moby said as he checked the time. It was already 7:58, so they only had 2 minutes to get to class before it starts. When they had both made it back to class, the entire class started to talk about Moby and Abby once again. Although most of them were whispering, Moby was still able to hear them like they were sitting right next to them. She looks happier than usual. Yeah. I see it too. Maybe she made him do something sexual. Jaden Griffith won't be happy about this. Knowing her, she would probably kill Abby. I would pay good money to see a fight between them. Suddenly, Professor Leo entered the room, putting an end to all the whispers in the class. They had yet to recover from seeing him get mad during practice, so they were still very much fearful of him. Good morning, class. I have important news to share with all of you. Next month, you will be having an exam. It will be the first of 5 exams that you will have this year. You will be put into balanced teams. Each team's average total power level per member will be around the same, making it a fairer experience for all. You will finally be hunting your first magical beasts. Leo said with an excited-looking smile. If you enjoy my novel, please vote to help support me and to tell me you are enjoying my work. Episode 40. A New Tarj. ****, don't worry. The first exam will be worth much less than every other one that comes after it. It is mostly there to compare your results from the start of the year to the end of it, to gauge your improvement. Leo said as soon as he saw the distress on his students' faces. The class has been much quieter and more respectful ever since our first practice in the gym. Did I really scare them that hard? Leo inwardly thought. Leo spent the rest of the class teaching and demonstrating new martial arts techniques for the class to learn, while Moby tried to contact Jaden to tell her the news of what just transpired. Hey, Jaden. You wouldn't believe what just happened. Do you know that Abby girl I told you about? The C rank I defeated in my class tournament. Yeah, she. I'm so sorry, but can this conversation wait? I'm in the middle of a fight right now. My class finally started to practice fighting in the gym. Just tell me at lunch, Jaden said, interrupting him while heavily panting. Okay, then I'll tell you what happened when we meet up at lunch. Good luck in your matches. Moby said while closing the mind link. Since Moby was unable to contact Jaden, he just used the time to level up his Eyes of Sin like he usually does. During class, he felt like sudden surges of energy were constantly entering his body. Your servant has defeated an E-rank enemy. Plus 250 XP. Your servant has defeated a D-rank enemy. Plus 750 XP. Jaden had gained him a total of 2,250 XP, making him only 1,000 XP away from leveling up. Good job, Jaden. Moby thought with a smile. Suddenly, the bell rang, marking the start of lunch. Moby immediately rushed over to their usual meeting spot, the school roof. It was one of the few places in the school that is always empty for some reason, which made it perfect for their hiding spot. Also, Moby and Jaden would always communicate using their mind link to avoid the risk of them being eavesdropped on. Moby made sure he was not being followed as he finally reached the school roof. There, he found Jaden on the roof with an angry face. Shit. Is she angry at me? What did I even do? Moby inwardly panicked. Hey, what's wrong? Moby asked in a concerned voice. I lost. She grumbled. Her name is Natalia Zane. Her ability is called Blink, which allows her to do a quick short-range teleport. I request to make her our next target. Jaden said with a firm resolve. Moby took a while to ponder over all the information before he gave his answer to Jaden. That would be almost impossible, Moby said with a sigh. Why not? Jaden said, not even trying to hide her immense disappointment. The forest is currently off limits for who knows how long, and we don't have any other secluded place we can lure her. Also, using my mind control ability on her would be impossible since she has a higher power level than I do. And, I don't think we can lure her into your house like Nathan, since I assume she won't be that stupid, or if she ever did come, she would bring more than one person with her for protection. Due to her high power level and arrogant attitude, I assume she is from a somewhat important family, which makes her an even harder target, Moby said with a sigh. Jaden took in everything that Moby just said, and she would be lying if she says that it does not make any sense. That is true. Her family is far less important than mine, but her parents pamper her far more. She is rarely found without high-level bodyguards around her. Jaden said with a sad expression as some tears started to flow down her cheeks. Moby does not know why, but seeing Jaden sad like this makes his heart ache a little for some reason. His impulses immediately screamed at him to make her stop crying. Suddenly, Moby gave her a big wide smile, immediately brightening the mood while at the same time wiping away the tears from her eyes. Did you not hear me correctly? I said, almost, impossible. We still have a chance during the exam. We will be transported to another world to hunt magical beasts. Her bodyguards would not be able to follow her there, and I doubt there would be any teachers who will observe us. It would be the perfect time to do it. All we need to do is find her and lure her away into a secluded area like a cave, and we would be all good. Moby said with a big wide heartwarming smile. Th. Thank you. That plan sounds perfect. I will try my best to endure her and hold myself back until then, Jaden said with flushed red cheeks. Anyways. Now is not the time to feel down. Today is a happy day. We will make so much money from uploading that video online. Moby said with a laugh. Why, yes, of course. Jaden said, regaining her normal composure. She pulled out 2 lunch boxes and handed one over to Moby. Since he would miss his meal every time they met on the roof at lunchtime, Jaden would always prepare an extra lunch for him. Her lunches were made from top-class chefs which tasted 1,000 times better than the slob they offer at the cafeteria, so Moby definitely has no complaints and instead feels extremely grateful. Before we upload the video, I have something important to tell you, Moby said in a serious expression. Is this what you were going to tell me when we were in class? She replied. Yes, Moby nodded. While they are, Moby proceeded to explain the entire story to her, making sure to not miss a single detail. He had also explained his plan to her as well. Ha ha ha. She really got you good. You must have been shitting yourself. Jaden said with a laugh. Anyways. I had already heard rumors of what went down. They said shit like, the Fire Princess is stealing Jaden Griffith's pet, but I of course did not believe a single word because I have complete faith in you, Jaden said with a smile. So anyways, it is very strange that someone that powerful would ask a low level like you to be their master, seeing that she doesn't know the truth about you. Are you sure about this plan of yours? It could easily backfire. No pun intended, Jaden said in a serious tone. Don't worry. The plan is foolproof. I'm sure it will all work out fine. Moby said with confidence. I'll trust your judgment on this one then, Jaden responded. Anyways. Now is a perfect time to upload the video. You got everything ready? Moby said in excitement. I sure do. I asked my butler to completely encrypt my new Firewatch account, the video watching website, called Hall of the Shitty, to make sure that it can't be traced back to us. He also made a secret bank account completely separate from us to where the money will be deposited. My butler has done things like this many times before, so don't even worry about it, Jaden said with firm confidence accompanied by a smile. What kind of super butler do you have? And what do you mean he has done this many times in the past? Moby asked in surprise. Yeah, my butler is a jack of all trades. He has experience in all types of things. He had been my personal butler ever since I was only a child, and I have yet to see something he is not good at, Jaden said proudly. Well, anyways. Let's just upload the video. Moby said impatiently. He had been waiting for this moment for a very long time now. He really wanted to find out what kind of new skill he would gain from completing the quest. Every time he tried asking Avelia, she always either cracked a joke or told him that it's a secret. This made him even more anxious to find out what it will be. Okay, the video is uploading now. Jaden said in excitement. Firewatch is the most popular video sharing site in the world. There is no type of censorship and any kind of videos could be found on it. Creators get paid $1 for every 1,000 views, so if they get 30 million views, that would be the equivalent of $30,000. The contents of the videos varied from someone drinking toilet water and licking the rim of the dirty toilets to someone smearing shit all over his body and licking it off his face. For Nathan, the video was special, to say the least. It was a video of him pissing in his own mouth like drinking from a water fountain while shitting on the floor and eating his shit off the ground like the pig he truly was. The upload is complete. The video is now up on the channel. Jaden said, jumping up and down in joy. From the way Avelia was hyping this up, this new skill better not be shit. Moby inwardly hoped, waiting for the notifications to show up. System alert. Quest, Getting Revenge, has been complete. Plus 10,000 XP. Plus 50 stat points. Level up. Level up. Due to the user reaching level 20, a new member can be added to your household. New skill unlocked. Devil's Hand, level 1. The user can summon an invisible hand to attack and control things around him akin to telekinesis. Number of hands, 1, cost, 10 demon energy/second. Range, 10 meters. As soon as Moby saw the horde of notifications overwhelming his peripheral vision, he could not help but smile and laugh like a child opening his presents on Christmas Day only to find out that his parents had gotten him exactly what he wanted. Oh, yeah. It's all coming together, Moby thought with a wide grin from ear to ear. Read the author's thoughts to see why the upload was so late, sorry. I am truly grateful to each and every one of you. If you enjoy my novel, please vote to help support me and to tell me you are enjoying my work. Episode 41 New Skill. I've been working on a new technique for a while now and I just made a breakthrough. Moby replied in excitement. Really? Let me see. Jaden asked with a curious look in her eye. Moby's eyes glowed a slight purple as he used his energy sense once more to check if there was anyone spying on them or if anyone was in the area. He was relieved to find out that there was no one within the range of his energy sense except him and Jaden. Here it goes. Moby said as he lifted Jaden 1 meter off the ground. She is as light as a feather, Moby thought with a smile. Whoa. How are you doing this? Did you develop telekinesis? Jaden asked, flabbergasted by what she is seeing. Sort of. It's an invisible hand technique. I've been working on this technique for a while now, Moby said, lying through his teeth. He was still not comfortable about exposing his secret about the system just yet, and he has yet to tell her that he can read all her emotions. He doesn't know how she would react to it. He plans to tell her soon, but he has yet to find the opportune time. At this point, Moby has full trust in Jaden without a shadow of a doubt. He had been checking her emotions every day, and every time he did, it always seemed genuine. She has yet to act fake around him, not even once. In his entire life, Moby has never had anyone like her. Someone who he can put his full trust into. A true friend. But, nowadays, he feels like he wanted to be more than that. But, he was still inexperienced in those matters and can't properly sort out his own emotions about such things. Moby sometimes finds himself thinking, maybe I should have just let her me that day. Before shrugging it off. Moby assumed that their mind link was always right, so he never bothered to ask Jaden about her emotions towards him. Moby's and Jaden's mind link does not share emotions related to love. But, Moby has no knowledge of this. So, he just assumes that Jaden no longer has any interest in him, like she said the day he turned her into a demon. Most of the time he would check her emotions, it would only show as happy, so he assumed that Jaden had no attraction towards him anymore. So, anytime his lustful thoughts emerged about her, he would always shove them to the back of his head, thinking, if I get my emotions too out of control, I might say something weird, or I might someday abuse my power to force myself on her and order her to do things she does not want to do, which will ruin our relationship. Jaden is his first ever true friend, and he does not want to ruin it just because of his selfish desires. Do you feel a hand holding you from your shirt? Moby asked Jaden. Try slicing it off, I want to test out its durability. Don't go too hard on it at first though, Moby said. Sure thing. Jaden said, karate chopping the invisible hand, doing no damage to it. Now try using your full power, without using your ability," Moby said after seeing that her first attack was ineffective. Jaden nodded as she did a full-powered karate chop towards the invisible hand. Again, her attack had no effect. "Now try using your ability," Moby said. Jaden nodded once again as she infused her karate chop with her shadow ability, breaking the hand in the process. "The durability is not even that bad, but I need to do more experiments with this new skill in the future. There are many things I still don't know about it. I need to test its limits. It costs 10 demon energy every second, which is more than any other skill in my repertoire." In these few seconds of experimenting, he had already consumed all of his demon energy on this skill. If he were to use it in a fight, it would only be for short bursts of less than 1 second to throw off the enemy or quickly pull them in for an attack, Moby thought. Jaden fell back on the ground in an elegant manner and had eyes brimming with excitement. "I'm going to try this new skill out myself," Jaden said as she transformed into Moby. When she tried the ability, her range was only 6 meters and it looked like it took her a lot more effort to pick Moby